642.4.9. All right, yeah, go back to the statistics again. It's real weird. Boxing's real weird. But on Tyson, Mike Tyson, it will say 50W. That means 50 wins. It's going to say L6, so it'll be 6 losses, or 6L, or L6, probably is how they'll do it. Also L6. Then the D will be 2. All of that right there is going to equal to 58 fights. Okay? The knockouts are 44. If they put KO at the bottom, they'd put 44. Those are his stats. Okay, for the proper way of saying it, those are his stats. Okay? That is the stats that we're dealing with. We're dealing with Tyson. Paul is 9-1. It's very easy. It's going to be the 9 wins. It's going to be the 1 loss. 0s on decisions. Knockouts, it's going to say 6. Those are his stats. That's what it's going to say at AT&T Stadium on the screen when you watch it. All right? How is the fight going to end? A lot of people are probably going to say a decision. That means it'll go all 12 rounds, depending on if Jake Paul can dance around. If he gets too close to Tyson, Tyson will knock him out. If he's too still. But here's another thing about Jake Paul that I just now remembered. Can Jake Paul take a punch? Yeah, he can. He can take a punch. But can he take a punch by Mike Tyson? Well, we'll find out at AT&T Stadium in the middle of July. I think July 20th or something in that ballpark figure, coming up here pretty soon. Now, will I cover it? We'll have to see. Will I get a lot of views? If I'm by the ring...
Left lane blocked ahead.
Okay. If I'm by the ring, that's Disney World. Okay? If I'm by the ring, it's going to be up there to 20, 30, 40,000 views. Will my subscribers change? Drastically. Will that happen? We'll find out in July. So will this channel turn over to superstar status? If Tyson's there, Jake Paul's there, and the fight goes on, because a lot of people are kind of like they don't know how to feel about it, and I get to go on ringside, or even within AT&T Stadium, which I've never been. I've only seen the outside of it. This whole channel will change drastically. We're talking Apogee or Apogee for the English majors. Look up Apogee. Eight 14 4 1.7. I was reading one of my books, The Untitled. I think maybe I might have been thinking a little bit of William Burroughs. Maybe it's kind of like a dream, like dream sequences, one dream sequence to another dream sequence. It's pretty out there. It's a pretty good one. There's somewhat of a plot though. Montgomery Plaza's coming up, so we'll be seeing that in a minute. All the green lights. Flooded in 1949 from the Trinity River. Floodwaters went all the way through here. Everybody was on a John boat, paddling, canoes, and small motorboats. Water was probably like up to here, or even higher now. Probably over the Tom Thumb thing. The water was probably water was probably over the Tom Thumb. So that it was that high. It flooded all this area up to where the lights are up there. Got to the second floor of the Montgomery, right from the Trinity. That's how much it rained. 1949, do the research. They have photos of it. About 4 years after World War II, God punished some of the soldiers for having no mercy on the enemy, but they had to, or they would have starved, instead of 6 million, 7 million, They had to be mean because people are lunatics, Oppenheimer had to do all his weird math and everything, and Terrence Malick knows all about it. But yeah, Oppenheimer got some awards. He was weird. He was a weirdo, man. He put cyanide on an apple, tried to give it to his teacher. He wasn't the only one that did that. Alan Turing put cyanide on an apple and took a bite of it before he killed him. If it wasn't for Alan Turing, there'd be no computer or binary code. The U-boat codes would never have been broken. We wouldn't have been able to spy on the Nazis and submarines if it wasn't for Alan Turing. And Oppenheimer creating, of course, enough physics and science to invent an atomic bomb. Would probably still be fighting Japan to this day, and all because Einstein worked at a patent office. Took black and white photos, still photos, 1992-93 in Pasco High School, entered it into a photo thing for the creative writing class. I developed the film myself, still photos, black and white. That's Tom Burnett right there, Burnett Park, guy in a briefcase. If you ever read Tom Burnett, it's in my novel Thief Story. Yeah, Circle Theater somewhere in the mix around here. I performed when they were at the West Magnolia place. I played a Mountie that looked good in red. North Pole Nightmare. I was up for a couple Tonys secretly, but Seinfeld found out about it and got real mad. One chick in the play though knew Seinfeld. That's what she said. She told me. She said she knew Seinfeld, but I don't know for sure if this is true. But she said Seinfeld wore undershirts, like white undershirts. Said that he was going to go off and she went to some acting school and had run into him and said that he was going to go off and do a show for NBC. And years later, that's when Seinfeld came out. He's got $1 billion. Chick had a lazy eye. I met, just blonde hair. I don't know if Seinfeld knew her for very long, but that's what she told me. She was one of the characters in A North Pole Nightmare, written by Connie Went-Lambert, Circle Theater. 1990, shoot, that was probably 93. So the winter of 93, so I graduated 93, the summer. Yeah, it was December 1993. Yeah, she said she knew him. Seinfeld was still on the air. I don't know what school she went to. She was theater arts. She was in Texas. She said she talked to Jerry Seinfeld, and Seinfeld told her what he was going to do. Be on NBC. I turned my headshot at NBC when I lived in New York. I didn't get a response. But you got to do more than turn a headshot in, I figured that was enough. My headshot would be enough. Seinfeld had to do improv comedy in New York for several years for free. No charge at all. He lived in a Section 8 apartment complex, though, with Larry David. They were writing comedy together. They almost became lunatics. Then they turned into millionaires. Now he laughs at people and drives around something about coffee and coffee. I mean, cars and coffee. Probably should have done the detour thing, but I mean, golly, it's like a 5-minute detour to go around this way. Yeah, Seinfeld, he had to pay a ticket for selling hot dogs on the side of the street with his kids. They ticketed him. True story. Yeah, that's our new song right there. You can see it for a minute, but I released it, Peter Pan's Last Breath and Linda's Dilemma, just the other day on YouTube. Got like, I don't know if it broke 30 or, I don't know, 40. No, I was like talking to someone, they're like, oh, 30,000 views? That's good. I was like, no, 30 views. Oh, they were like, oh, okay. Now I have gotten 172,000 views on one thing, but that's my top, 172,000 views. But boy, I can tell you what, if I make that Tyson fight, different world. Yeah, it's hard to believe that Cormac McCarthy's no longer with us. Right there's the Bass Hall. That's where I saw James Patterson. Along Came a Spider. Maximus Drive. Met him right. Literally like right there. Just signing autographs. He signed my first wife's autograph. She was a devout fan. I was a Stephen King fan. I didn't even ask for an autograph. But his show was pretty good. He did a little one-man show kind of thing about his writing. He said he was a serial writer. He had a joke that went along with it. I can't remember. Something to do with serial killers and serial writing. But he was not a serial killer, but a serial writer. He wrote ads. He was an ad writer, but he also did work as a tech on a nut house thing. He was a medical tech on a stabilization ward, kind of like for mental patients and stuff. And he saw someone run into a wall or a glass wall or something. He's like, you know, I'm gonna start writing this down. And that turned into his career as a novelist, one of the great novelists. And he talked about Stephen King for a while. Anyway, pretty cool guy. Yeah, Cormac McCarthy no longer around. This is a cool thing right here. It's where they came to bring the horses for water. Right there. Back in the day, you'd bring your horse for water, but you couldn't make him drink though. It's pretty much an antique building right there. Linda and I might maybe going there next couple of days. The tax office, Weatherford. See if we can get that registration. Then they don't care because they're like, they just went in the bathroom to smoke a bowl and they're like, what? Oh yeah, it's a piece of paper. Just write your name down like that. Yeah. Denton doesn't care. They're mostly students that go up there and get their registration stuff. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends on who's working there, you know. But what difference does it make? My opinion about registration is this is how I think it should be. If you get your car registered in the state of Texas, a quick car or wherever, a state inspection place, and you have proof of address as in a piece of mail that has your address on it, and you got all your stuff, you got your, like the license, you got the insurance, which that didn't really matter, the insurance didn't really matter, but if you got the insurance, right, who cares what the address is on it? There's so many stealth campers, it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? So as long as you got proof, I guess, that you have an address, you know, with your name with an address on it. It could be even a P.O. box. Because, I mean, come on. I mean, how legalistic can you get? Really, it should be if you pass state inspection and can prove the car's yours. I guess if you can prove the car's yours is through the insurance, because the insurance has a VIN number on it. So if you have the insurance card and state inspection and a license, that's all you should need. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? People move every day You know, they may give them information that day and move the very next day. You know, that whole stuff gets crazy. You can just fill out a little box that says currently moving or something, you know. But really what it should be is you should be able to get it like at the quick card or state inspection, because back in the day you get your inspection sticker at the state inspection place, and that counted as an inspection sticker, or they'd mail it to you or something like that. Nowadays, you know, they've made it a little bit easier. Don't get me wrong. It's just one sticker. You know, it's gotten a little bit easier. But it shouldn't be that legalistic, you know. Pass inspection, that's basically it. That's basically what that's saying. Car belongs to somebody. Anybody can lend their car out to anybody. You can lend your car out to your friend, whatever. As long as the insurance is okay on it, you can put their name on it. But they can be a preferred driver. People can drive other people's car. It's their property. You know what I mean? You can be anybody. You know what I mean? So they're just, I don't know. They're numbskulls. But we got to deal with it. And Fort Worth is like, I don't know. One time I had to get my mom to come with me and all this stuff, because she helped me with my first purchase was like a car. Basically, it was a Rio back in the day, and my mom's name was on it. And they got all kind of crazy about it. I don't even know if they're, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird that, you know, some people get to do it all online, you know. It's just like weird kind of stuff. But that's what I think should be done at the state inspection place, and they just print it out right there and give it to you, you know. So they just like look at your license and say that the name matches on the insurance card, and the state inspection, boom, then they just give you the sticker. You don't have to go through the whole legalistic crap. They say they're going to get rid of all that stuff eventually. Just do it online somehow. I think the license should be virtual online. You should have a virtual license online. Your insurance is all ready. You can just pop out the app and show the insurance card. It'd be virtual too. Why not? And it only help people. Yeah, it looks like I got a red and blue over at one of the sorority bars over this way. It's at the Patrick right there. It's a patty bar. Call it Irish bar. Powog. Montgomery Plaza, flooded in 49. About 4 years after World War II is over. 4 years after D-Day. God punished all this land by flooding everything out of the Trinity. About 25 feet in the air, 30 feet in the air some places, sometimes even 40 feet in the air. About 2 stories high. We're gonna head on back. Not a delivery. Passed by Old Shakespeare in the Park, 9/11 Memorial to the right, and West 7th Bridge will pass over. It's where I shot a couple of movies. Once in a Lifetime and The Way of Man, which is a short. Once in a Lifetime is a feature. There's a 9/11 Memorial. Shakespeare in the Park. West 7th Bridge. Once in a Lifetime feature. And a short film called Way of Man. They put love locks. French filmmakers look up to us. They put love locks right here to remind us the film was shot there. About right there. It's a French thing to mark certain areas of artistic talent. It's purple right now. Same robe Jesus wore when he talked to the Philistines. Just pretty much everybody. Afterwards, Linda and I will sit down and eat warm linguine made by a Hispanic cook. And a deep dish Chicago style pizza. Really, I should only have half the linguine and half the pizza. We're only talking about 2 slices in a small dish. Then we'll pet Kitty and talk about Love Labor's Lost. All right, another delivery. We're gonna head back to see Linda and Kitty. Never once have I worked at a restaurant where there was not, it's a double negative, but you get the picture, a Hispanic cook. They're all Hispanic cooks. Chinese restaurant, Hispanic cooks. Italian restaurant, Hispanic cooks. Mexican restaurant, Hispanic cooks. Papados, say about 90% of them Hispanic cooks. Just the way, I don't know, it's just some kind of thing. From what my point of view, but I don't know.
Sister. It's